Okay, so, yeah, I spent the day cooking and baking and things like that, and I got some homework done, and I was listening to an audiobook as I did that, and it's called The Art of Power by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he's a Buddhist, a monk from Vietnam, and he has seen the Vietnam War and things like that, and it's a good book. It's about, the power of the self and what power really is, and good power and the bad power and that kind of thing. And I thought I should share it because, it teaches you to be mindful and be aware that, your suffering is everyone's suffering, and everyone's suffering is yours. Like, for me, when my friends are suffering, when they're low on money and they can't eat, or when they want to help their family, I feel bad. That's what it is, right? So if you get mad at someone who does something wrong, you're really getting mad at yourself. Because, I don't know, you can't handle, I don't know. But anyway, he explained it like this. If you have a sore arm, you don't get mad at your arm. You just tend to it, you take care of it. You heal it. You don't get mad at it, it's life, you heal it. And it's the same thing with, like, non-discrimination. It's like, your left hand doesn't tell your right hand that it sucks. And your right hand doesn't tell you, it doesn't, one hand, like, if you're right-handed, your right hand doesn't say, oh, I'm better than the left hand, that kind of thing, right? Even though it gets more use, technically, and things like that. Yeah, and it teaches things like that. And and to be mindful, to be always aware. We should really cultivate the opposite of multitasking. We should just focus on one thing at a time. We should learn to live more simple lives, and we can be happy. And he explained what happiness is, and it's not like excitement, and it's not like things that have conditions. It's like, oh, when I get this, or when I do this, I'll be happy. It's like just being, at peace with yourself, and recognize that everything changes, but that means happiness as well. It comes and goes, and happiness is not a solid thing, but it can be renewed. So it's kind of, yes, it can go, but it can also be renewed. And, it teaches a lot of valuable lessons, so I just kind of wanted to share what was in my head. I was going to get stuff done, and then I thought, no, I started the blog because I wanted to tell people what I learned and what I feel, and maybe it can help. So, yeah. What else? It's just things like that, like, if you are good, things will happen, like, you don't have to worry that, you have to make others suffer in order to succeed. Like, we're taught, like individualism, so, like, we focus on ourselves, and we put ourselves first, and we make sure that we don't really care about others because we're too busy taking care of ourselves. And it's not right. We can take care of ourselves and help others. We can afford to do it. We can take the time and do it, and it's not really going to cost us in the long run, because when we do that, then if we need help, people will help us, and we don't trust people enough, which is fine, I understand that, but we have to realize that it is fear that creates problems. We fear that people judge us. It's not the actual act of them judging us that we don't like. It's the fear that people judge us, and things like that. And, there's a lot to be said for fear, and that it starts wars. You can't be peaceful when you're paranoid and afraid. You just can't, So yeah, we should just think of these things. And things like, we have partners because we like qualities about them and they help us, but if we focus too much on them, then it's good to focus on them, but if we rely on them for our happiness, it's not gonna work, because you can be happy just being you. And, I have to say, one of my friends is going through a breakup, and, he's a good person. I can see what the girl didn't like, but she relied too much on him for her happiness. She didn't love him for who he was. She loved him. She wanted him for what he could give her, and not what they could give each other. She didn't accept him as he is, so now he's trying to change himself. And, like, the only thing I can think of is he could be a better listener and better attentive, but he knows that. But now he's brooding on it, like he will read everything she writes over and over again because he doesn't want to forget. But I think that's just polluting his mind with negativity. There's other ways to not forget, you know? So, but another thing that this teaches you is you try to do good. But sometimes if we force, if we try and force excessive goodness, like if I want to try and help him, but if I try and force myself to succeed in helping him, it can make things worse. It's like activists who, bomb buildings and stuff because they want people, they want to win so badly, they want people to get it, that they will, it's just too much sometimes, so I realize he has to kind of figure things out on his own, but I don't know, maybe he'll find this and watch it. I don't think it'll help him though, I think he has to see it on his own, maybe. And once he but this might help him realize it, like, if when I tell him these things, he might keep it in the back of his mind, and then when he realizes, or when he sees, when he learns, he will understand what I was saying, or he will recognize that, yes, I've learned now. I don't know, but, yeah, I feel like I have so much to say, but anyway, I will leave it at that for now, because videos take a long time to load. Thanks for listening. Good luck.